Alright everyone, just getting started here. This is our first time on Restream because I personally like Twitch. Ownership personally likes YouTube. Instead of dividing and conquering on separate days, trying to set it all up in one, which is what any professional business should be doing anyway. So we're a little late to the game, but we're still testing some stuff out. If chat messages don't come through, I'm going to be tabbing between the two windows because I am my own troubleshooter. So bear with me if there are any problems. Hopefully all this is good, and hopefully this model kit's cool. So I'm just going to start building. I really like that our thumbnail on YouTube is still the giant Gundam with the chain on it. I think that we should probably change that because it doesn't exactly show what we're going to be talking about. The playback quality on YouTube looks pretty bad. Oh no, we're good. Alright, if any of you guys have any problems with anything, can't hear me, can't see me, can't understand what's going on, let me know and I'll address it. Otherwise, I'm gonna get going on this. Bandai finally got the memo after a decade of screaming about build the weapons and accessories first. Literally, weapons and accessories first in the manual. I feel like this is a massive victory for Gundam Planet. I'm going to choose to just assume that it's us that did that, even though it's definitely not. But big moment for Gundam Planet. Building weapons and accessories first, immortalized by Bandai. Thank you, Bandai. This has surprisingly few runners. When I was unboxing this, I was like, how did they cram all the detail in here? This is like, I'm working on the Real Grade Shining, and I'm pretty sure the Real Grade Shining has more runners than this. So that's an interesting thing right off the rip. This is actually, like, when you hold it like this is less than the full mechanics was. Maybe that's just because those parts are slightly bigger, different proportions. One of our other staff just like starts cutting pieces out of the runners without actually checking like what step or anything. I can't do that. I'm still a goody two-shoes. I still go by what the step tells me I need, cut it all out and go from there. I can't imagine just having a pile of pieces and working through it, even though I've been building this stuff for my entire life. I still can't just be like, that's an arm, that's a leg. So far, my impression is that I am shocked at how simple this seems. That's Bandai engineering, though. I've been noticing that a lot of the Chinese model kits that we get, like the, Sky Defender, we just got the Firehawk, the Mechanicore Firehawk. I know Mechanicore isn't really a good example to take for anything, really, but the sheer amount of parts is really impressive, and you look at the box and you're like, oh my god, I get so many parts for this price, like that's incredible. And yeah, like plastic for dollars is really, really cool, but then you consider that like what makes Bandai engineering so incredible is not that it has a lot of parts, but that it has fewer parts and achieves more things. So if I had to guess, that's what we're experiencing here. Like this is the rifle. Like this is the whole rifle. Also, this little thing that I'm using now, got this while I was in Japan, and believe me, I am fighting for a way to get these in our store and carry them, because these little cutting boxes are incredible. They have a little manual stand here. Some of them come with a light that goes over the top. I'm still trying to figure out how to get them here, but with with the whole tariffs thing, I don't know if that's in the cards. Still gonna do my best. Even, oh, you can see it. It even has this little guy over here. It's so amazing. I know that I have a glass file here and like could just do this. It's so much easier and faster. But I'm just such a sucker for using the hobby knife. Like I feel like this just gives you more control. Someone made fun of me once. They said that I was whittling, but I just can't get comfortable doing it any other way. Sometimes it's nice if the gate is really close. You can just do this. That is a nice finish. Like that looks really good. I should probably just do this. When you're filing, we see that a lot of people they go like. They hold it like this and they go back and forth and like twist it. Don't do that. Just one direction is the way that you avoid any stress marks. See, I still can't quite... This isn't going to focus, is it? Still have problems with that tiny little white nub mark. It drives me crazy. Especially on soft plastic. Like, this whole kit seems like it's going to be this really nice soft plastic. The knife, curved blade. And when you gouge it a little bit, like I just did, you can recover. I feel like this beam rifle has less parts than it did in the full mechanics. And I feel like it also has less parts than like the Seed Freedom high grade beam rifles. I understand that this is just a big gray thing, but I'm already shocked at how few pieces this has. Especially because, like, I guess it makes sense. This is the smallest, lightest kit in the line, but I feel like the Barbados was so dense. And then they did the wing, and they put it in that old Master Grade Zagok box. That's like a huge buy. That's a 3-pound shipment by itself, which is crazy for something that is supposedly super deformed. And then I guess they were like, well, that was too much. Let's dial it back a little bit for Ariel. Well, that was easy. I hate that creaky noise. I guess this can just... These pegs are just so that it can go on either side of the back. That's neat. Or facing either way. Super densely formed is definitely what they did with the Wing Zero. The amount of detail in those wings, like, it was so weird seeing that is where they decided to cram all their, like, reflective plastic gimmicks. Like, the fact that they had that reflective blue thing on the shoulder, which has never appeared in any wing design ever. And they were just like, yeah, that's where we're gonna throw all that technology. But, all right, I wouldn't have really chosen that, but cool. Like, you could have put that on the fixed figuration, the high-res model, anything, and they're like, nah, we're saving it for the MGSD. Thank you, Bandai. So, the next step in the manual is the escutcheon. Is that the word? I don't know what that means. And I'm an English major, so I'm gonna have to look that one up later. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna look that up right now. I'm probably mispronouncing it like crazy. Oh. Yeah, I guess that's a word. A shield or emblem bearing a coat of arms. Wait, flat piece of metal for protection and often ornamentation around a keyhole, door handle, or light switch. That's interesting. I'm looking at this in the manual and being like, I don't understand what this is an ornament around, but that's okay. We'll go with it. Oh, I'm always saying we need more escutcheons. I unbagged all this before the stream started because of how terrible that crinkling sounds on mic. Wanted to save everyone the pain. I love this blue. This is a really nice blue. Like, they did a really good job here. This is close to Uma Lightning Blue. I guess the escutcheon is all of the little bits that get added onto the shield. Like, not necessarily the shield itself, but all of the little extra things that fly around it if you pay for the separately sold Witch from Mercury weapon display base. I think it's really funny that they're doing what they did back with the HGBC sets, where they made all these option sets and they're like, nah, it's just for build fighters, you know, like this is our build fighters set. And then once build fighters was done, they're like, wait, how do we keep selling this now that build fighters is done? Let's resell them as Gunpla option parts. And they have already done that with the Witch from Mercury display base with like, all right, it's not the Witch from Mercury display base anymore. It is the weapon display base now. And we're going to release it again later. They got ahead of the curve this time, though. It didn't take them 7-ish years to do it. Yeah, see, doesn't bits, like, it would be easier to put, like, bits in the manual than it would be to just say escutcheon. Which is it's a fun word. I do think that we should leave some of the fun words in the language, so I'm glad they used it. I feel like, okay, well, half of this A runner is going to be gone before I even start the mobile suit. I'm so glad they did this. This is the best possible model they could have done, build weapons and accessories first. I hope they do this in the PG Unleashed New Gundam. Because can you imagine how miserable it'd be to build the entire PG New Gundam and then be like, now it's time for those funnels, which are probably going to have the amount of parts as your average master grade, do the same thing 6 times. I'd rather not. The head's kind of creeping me out already. Looks like one of those monsters in the trailer for the new Silent Hill. Have you ever looked at a runner and just gotten, like, completely lost in the order of the numbers, like, where you're supposed to be looking? That just happened to me. I was just staring at this, like, pretty sure H9 doesn't even exist. They're just lying to me. Second time around, I know better. They got the loud train out there today. Sometimes the train's quiet. Not today. If you ever watch our like TikToks and shorts and reviews that we put up, every once in a while the train engine sneaks into the final product because we're in the middle of like a perfect take, and then the train shows up and we're like, I'm not redoing that. It's not worth it. Someone will appreciate the train whistle in the background. It's fine. Bandai's gotten pretty good, like, man, it used to be the Wild West. It was just like, you know, whatever runner is the color, put the pieces wherever it goes. Like, the builder can figure it out. Now it's, like, crazy how they kind of contain it to, like, quadrants, where you know, like, okay, well, this little part is this little part's the head, torso, like, arms are gonna be over here, it looks like. It's really cool the way they engineer this. Again, if you build, like, not even necessarily Kotobukiya models, but even like Good Smile, like, anyone that isn't primarily making their money off model kits, you really discover how good Bandai is at this stuff. The quality of life of these, when people complain like, oh, it went together so fast, it's because it's really, really well engineered for the most part. The hardest part of building these is memorizing which runners are which. I don't have one of those runner stands here on my desk because I don't really have room. I'm winging this part. I'm just gonna hope these are the ones I saw in the manual. Now, the problem with weapons and accessories first is that by the time I'm done with this, I'm gonna play close for the night and go home. I will have finished maybe the shield. See, it's so neat how they were just like, this is what you need, and then you're done with that for this step. It's like how, like, when I used to build, oh, without making a crater in the plastic. So what you need to do is, if you notice, like, I'll just do one of these as an example. I'll pick a piece that is kind of annoying. Let's see. So all this plastic's pretty easy to work with. Alright, I'll do this gray one. So, what you do, I'm going to try and get this to focus, is you have a first cut and a second cut nipper. So generally the first cut is like a cheaper pair of nippers or a more durable one maybe. But what you do is you cut a little bit farther away from the piece. You can see that there's like a little bit of runner still on there. Don't cut the whole gate. Like some people cut here. I don't recommend that because it's just gonna wear your nippers out so fast and you'll break the nippers eventually. So cut a little bit farther away, like there. Do the same thing on all three. And then when you have this, you'll notice that you still have like little pegs that are attached to it, and that's what you need to clean up. So then you take your second cut nipper, and this is what a ton of people usually God Hand Ultimate nippers. So then you cut flush to the plastic and pull away slightly. And then that takes away the excess without stressing the plastic, because if you do that while it's still on the runner, sometimes it'll twist or push, and that's what stresses the plastic. And then when you have this, see, it's kind of hard to find them even. You have this tiny, tiny little part. You can barely see it on this, but there's a little bit left. That's what you can either, I always choose to use a very sharp curved blade hobby knife like this, and I very, very gently just slice along the surface parallel to the surface, and then that cuts off the excess. Or what some people do is they'll have a glass file, and you can go along the edge like this and sand away what's left of the nub. And then once you're done with that, all you have is this tiny little, like, it's a little imperfection where it just is, the tone of the plastic is wrong, because that's where the injection molding machine is attached. There's a tool called a balancer that I have behind me that you can use to go over the plastic like this. And it polishes it out and levels the tone, so that you can barely see that there was ever a runner there in the first place. So the most important part to not gouging the plastic is first cut, second cut, sharp knife, or first cut, second cut file. I always tell people, like, they get overwhelmed when, like, what do I need? Do I need this? Do I need that? All you need to build these models are side cutters and a knife. And you can avoid basically any problems that get thrown your way with straight builds. Those are the tools I've been using for 15 years now. Like, they didn't have glass files when I started building, so you definitely don't need them. But that's it. First cut, second cut, knife. The only thing with the knife, you need to be a little more careful, because if you accidentally slip and dig into the plastic, then there's not a whole lot you can do there. But that's why I use the curved blade, because since the blade curves away from the model when you're slicing it, you have less of a chance of accidentally slipping and digging the tip into the plastic. So I hope that helps. There are ways too, like, if you want to get really creative, and you, like, crater the plastic horribly and there's a big gouge, you can actually melt you can cut a length of runner and get it real small, fill in the gap, cement it in there with really strong cement, and then sand it down to fix it. But that's, like, if you severely gouge something where, like, the surface is missing at that point. But, like, really no mistake is irreversible. Some just take a little bit more to fix. I will say the mistake that's irreversible is if you're cutting something off a runner and it's attached to the end of a peg and you cut the peg instead by accident, that's really hard to fix. So whenever there's a little exclamation point in your runner, make sure to pay attention to where the gate is. Oh my gosh, it actually... This is how far Bandai has come. It actually shows you, like, clean straight build technique in the manual. I've never seen this before. maybe it's been in a couple that I haven't built recently, but showing you first cut, second cut in the manual, that's so cool. The accessibility of these modern kits is unreal. The difference in technology between like the ones that came out in 2000, you know, like 2006 is when like modern Gunpla started, in my opinion. The difference in technology between 2006 and 2017 is not nearly as impressive as the difference between 2017 and now. They've really stepped it up. But they still haven't done 8th MS Team 2.0. What's crazy? I want to know what's crazy. Ren_FM. Also, if you like the instrumental music that kind of hovers in the background of every live thing we do, because we talk to the band specifically and we're like, hey, we love this, and you also have a Gundam on your album artwork, can we use your music? And they're like, oh yeah, they were really cool. They're called Thrill Chaser. It's like a nice, mellow, female-fronted electronic kind of synthwave type deal. I have the instrumental version playing, but definitely check them out if you like it. I've always been real. We don't stream very much, and like we should. It's just one of those things that we don't have like we don't like have a social media person on staff. It's like all of us are always doing stuff, and we will just be like, oh, it's social media time, let's do social media, and we all just kind of brainstorm and throw it together. Sometimes it comes together in a second, but like we don't schedule anything. So we make videos when we can, we do social media when we can, and otherwise we're just like in the warehouse and in the showroom, we're running our store. So it's really hard to like get a stream program without a dedicated, we pay this person to stream. Maybe we should do that. Maybe that should be me. But we're trying to get it more regular, and that's part of why I'm doing this tiny little spur-of-the-moment tech test that I didn't want to advertise in advance, because you never know if Restream is going to work or cooperate or anything. Now we're going to take care of it before being like, we're going to do a charity stream next month where you can win a perfect grade or some stuff like that. Lala Lulu, you're not in the building. That's the problem. I have this nice office and streaming setup that it needs to be utilized. But a model kit is on its way to you today, so if you couldn't figure that out by my Discord message. Alright, time to build the escutcheons, everybody. You gotta clean up 100 nubs on this. This is the one thing. I just spent a bunch of time waxing poetic about how good Bandai is and how far they've come. Nothing annoys me more than when you have a piece like this big. This is so narrow, and why are there 6 gates on here? Cleaning up 6 gates on a piece, that's some 2019 BS. We need less than 6 gates on every piece. So, Bandai, get on that. I'll bet you at some point in not even like my lifetime, in the next decade, there will be a model kit Bandai puts out where each piece is attached to the runner by 1 gate. I eagerly await that. At that point, it's just Legos. That's what I was saying earlier, is like, remember when Legos didn't have the pieces bagged by step and you had to like dump them all out on the floor and figure it out? And now they're just numbering the bags so you know exactly which one you need for each step. Are they taking the construction out of construction toys? How do you have an MGSD aerial in the backlog already? Oh, you probably got it from either Japan or California. This thing got to us remarkably fast. Like, this came out in Japan, I think a month and 2 days ago. So the fact that we have it in New Jersey, USA, after, 5 weeks is really, really impressive for the global logistical situation. So props to you for having it in the backlog already. But it's good. I was saying that it's a little, like, it's going to go together very fast. This is going to take me probably half the amount of time that Real Great Shining took me. And that's even if I do all the stickers and everything. This plastic is a dream to work with. This is like the easiest plastic in the entire world. Also, there should be more model kits in this color blue. It's maybe the best color on the planet. We need to utilize that more. Look, streaming. I have already. This is. I've gotten in trouble. Not in trouble, but I have a Gundam Planet Xbox account where we actually got the handle just Gundam Planet, no space. So I was very excited about that. But I started to stream Apex because I was like, I want to play ranked on Gundam Planet's Twitch for fun sometime. But you can't play ranked right off the rip. So we're playing in Diamond for most of the time, and then I go over to Gundam Planet, twitch.tv.Gundam Planet. I'm playing, and the first couple of games I got like hate mail because I was just running around the pub lobbies waiting for rank to unlock. So I'm a little scared to go on there because then someone's gonna find our website or get advertised and be like, "Hey, that's that shithead who ran over me in pubs on Apex. Oh, Smurf idiot!" Like, I just want to be in ranked and stream with my friends, guys. So if you ever get trounced by Gundam Planet on Apex Legends, it's not personal. I just need to unlock ranked. And it is the Witch from Mercury line, so I guess that's appropriate. It is all that soft. I think the only plastic that isn't like that is gonna be... No, this feels like it too. Even this. The silver. I mean, obviously the clear plastic can't be. But look at... I'll bet you this is UV reactive. I actually have a black light here. I could try that later. It would just be annoying to turn all this off and then turn it back on. Look, guys, I can stream video games off the clock, but streaming video games on the clock isn't a good use of the time allocated to me by my job, okay? Also, I don't have Silk Song yet. By your advice, I stopped playing the Hollow Knight and restarted it, so it's gonna be a little while. Doesn't feel... I know you can jump right into Silk Song, but it doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right to leave my friend Hollow Knight sitting on his little bench on the green path and go have fun with a new game. Speaking of which, who's gonna play the new Silent Hill? I haven't decided if I want to put myself through that. The annoying thing is that, like, man, the aesthetic of Silent Hill, like, not to sound like the white guy who runs a hobby shop, but, like, the whole aesthetic of that game is so cool. And, like, it reminds me of Fatal Frame Crimson Butterfly, which they just announced the remaster for on Xbox, which is incredible. Like, the aesthetic draws me in so much, but then I'm like, boy, I don't know about all that body horror. Can I do without that? But then, you can't take that out because you'd lose the experience, and part of what makes it so atmospheric and terrifying. I don't know if I should just deal with it. I'm still reeling from the eye thing in Dead Space. I don't know if I need facial mutilations, Looks great though. I have heard the combat, like, see, it's weird because when you read game reviews, you don't know like what the reviewer was trying to get out of it. Some reviewers are like, the combat's not necessary, so I skipped it. And other parts are like, oh, the combat's really integral, and you know, become like an overpowered, you know, crowbar god by the end of the game. And I'm like, I don't really know what to think. Maybe I'll just, instead of playing a new scary game, Silent Hill, for Halloween, I'll just replay the 2006 masterpiece for the Xbox 360, Condemned Criminal Origins. That's what I'll stream. How's that, La La Lulu? What's your first name? What's your last name? Like, is it Lala? Is it Lulu? Is it all one? Like, do you have to say the whole thing? How's that work? To anyone watching on YouTube, it sounds like I have hallucinated an imaginary best friend, but they're on Twitch chat right now. See, I just gouged this a little bit. I know that the focus up here isn't good. My complexion is not fantastic for for the contrast situation. Lalu? How do you brand it? How is the RG Shining Gundam? Well, let me take a break from whittling for a second and show you. This is where I am, because it is such an undertaking. With Real Grade, I recommend build a part, put the stickers on. Build a part, put the stickers on. Because if you wait till the end and then you put all the stickers on, it's the worst. But the articulation in these G Gundam Real Grades is absolutely unbelievable. Like, just the poses that you can get without any kind of thought whatsoever. The thighs are on a swivel that go all the way forward, all the way back. Of course, the core fighter comes out. There is so much detail in these. It kind of makes me wish the designs were more detailed in the show, but I understand it's just like, it's basically shonen anime mechs. But I'm saving the head for last because that is the coolest transformation gimmick in all of Gundam. But it is just, these are incredible. God Gundam was my favorite model kit before this. This is somehow better. So I extremely highly recommend this experience. There's full torso bend, like there's such crazy swivel. You can get any martial arts pose you want, and the cockpit opens. Yeah, I love this thing. Hello, Eagle. You got any Nikkei players watching right now? Since no one seems jazzed about Silent Hill, maybe Nikkei is more everyone's speed. The good thing about the real grades is, like, I know a lot of people don't like it, but the Tetron stickers, the clear stickers, are very, very fast to apply. It's still just like, you know, you're hunched over and you're like looking real close. You should probably get a magnifying glass. But I feel like once you get a magnifying glass on your workstation, that's kind of admitting like you're at a certain point in your life, and I'm not quite ready to do that yet. I still like convincing myself that I'm young. and my back doesn't hurt randomly. Every time I look over at the screen while I'm working on the piece, I'm like, oh my god, I haven't been in focus in God knows how long. One more piece to clean up before I can actually put stuff together. Sometimes I get really annoyed cleaning up pieces, but then like I'll put together a Lego set, which, as someone mentioned earlier, are $1 trillion now. And it's just like snip, 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 it's done. Like it's just together. Like you've built, you know, the last Lego set I bought was BD1 from the Jedi Fallen Order series. And you know, it was like $80, so it's not a crazy expensive Lego set, but it takes you like an hour and a half, and then you're done for $80. Whereas like if you get an $80 master grade, that takes you like 15 hours maybe. I love how on the YouTube side of things, it looks like I've hallucinated an imaginary friend called La La Lulu La or whatever, and in Twitch chat, it just looks like La Lulu La is just talking to themselves. We have two different types of insanity going on simultaneously here. That said, I appreciate everyone who tuned in at literally zero notice. I was just like, yes, I'm going live today, because we finished up the pre-orders faster than we thought. We're a well-oiled machine here. Oh, I've gotten myself in trouble. I don't know which part G18 is. I think it's this one. Will I screw up the first step of the escutcheon? I'm not going to look up how I'm supposed to pronounce that because I think it's funny. I think that's a funny way of saying it. That looks right. Oh, this is great. Oh, okay. This is what I mean, like, it looks like so few parts, and then so many different things happen. Bandai just knows. I still, in all my years in this industry, have not wrapped my head around, like, how the research and development process goes for this. Like, obviously you design the mech. That's the first thing you do, but that's in conjunction with the anime. And then you have to go back to the components of the mech and then decide how to lay it out on a runner that can be pressed onto a metal plate. So crazy. I think it's one of those things that you can just so easily take for granted. Like, yeah, I'm building model kits. Even the lousiest model kit is a marvel of technology. Those awful Wave 5-star stories kits, like, still incredible that they exist. I will never build them still. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, and that's what, like, sometimes one of the, like, getting one of the third-party kits is kind of a nice thing, because, like, oh wow, if I spend $70 on this, I'm good for a month. But also, sometimes it can be very tiring, and you just want to move on to something else, please. Oh, you're waiting for me to answer about drywall? I wasn't sure if that was a rhetorical question. Yeah, when I was a teen, back in the day, back when I cared about the Olympics and Canada would beat the US at hockey, and that was like, can't do that. Now I'm like, who cares? Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. We have a sign on the office door that says when I'm live. It says when I'm recording. No one really pays attention to that. Someone just bounced off the door multiple times. Hey, Corell's here. Hey, yay. Good to see you. That aerial dominator is one of those kits that, like, I see it and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna build that. I'm definitely gonna build that. And then I open the box and I'm like, I'll build this at an undisclosed date in the future. I got myself the Solomon Physalis. First run. So excited we got it. We got a couple boxes that were damaged because those boxes are terrible. Took one of the damaged ones and I was like, I'm gonna build this on vacation. Like, I'm going away for a week and I'm gonna come back and this is gonna be built. I opened it up and I looked at it, I put it away, and I still haven't touched it yet. They're so daunting. My album is looped. It's really cool to see where they chose to put detail in here. Like, I'm not gonna just throw that. Like, obviously the outside is very, very detailed, and then the inside you have this. I'm guessing this is gonna be covered by something else, but you could panel line this if you wanted. But it's nice that they just provide you with, like, the vents. I honestly, with the aerial dominator, I ordered low, because I was convinced. Like, we got the monument repair, and that thing came 6 to a case, and it's the size of a PG Exia, and I was like, okay, I'm glad we got a lot, but this takes up so much space in the warehouse that, like, I can't do that again with the fake Kshatriya. So I ordered low. And then I get it, and they packaged it, like, perfectly. They crammed all of those runners into a box that is, you know, takes up less cubic feet than, like, a master grade Virtue. I would order like 600 if I'd known that. But next time. There is going to be another production run. I don't know when it's going to be, but we're going to order heavier, so everyone can have a chance to have it. This is really nice. This is so good. Like, the fact that you have the 3 different colors separated there. I'm very used to just like, oh, the thruster is a sticker. Like, that's the era that I can't come from. The way that my fingers start to feel after working with these small parts for a while is like, you ever built Connects when you were a kid? That's like the painful version of Legos. They had those stupid ones that looked like a pinwheel that had like 8 attachments on them, and you had to shove the sticks in there. And by the end, you have calluses on your finger. Like you could probably just start playing acoustic guitar right away. Those things were evil. Hey, I heard you like Legos. Would you like evil Legos that hurt you? But they made Mech Warrior Connects, so they're okay in my book. I dodged the Bionicle. Like, I liked Bionicles, but I kind of dodged it because Bionicles were out at the same time that you could get the Uziel and the Vulture and the Mad Cat that shot the foam darts from Connects. I was way too busy with that. Tell your friends, oh, thank you. I thought I was like, tell your friends who recommended us that they have great taste. But you have great taste. Thank you for recommending us to all your friends. We really appreciate it. We don't do very much third-party advertising. We don't do paid advertising, so word of mouth helps us so much. As for the new Gundam, non-Verka, Bandai is gonna have to manufacture that again. They haven't put that on a production schedule in a long time. They did just announce, weirdly, that they're doing, like, the Gelgoog cannon, like the original Gelgoog cannon. So they are doing some old kits, but I haven't seen the non-Verka new Gundam in years and years and years. I'm not sure when that would be. This one was very hard to tell which direction it's supposed to go, but we got it. We got it in the end. I just can't stop thinking about the bin of Connects that I have in my parents' house now. Like, you can make nostalgia money on, like, old Legos, but I feel like if you tried to sell old Connects, like, people would just start screaming because they'd remember. Although, everyone definitely had that one friend they were extremely jealous of who had the Connects roller coaster that actually worked. I wanted that. My mom said no. It takes up too much room. And back then I was like, that is ridiculous. Do you know how much space I have in my bedroom? Exactly enough for one Connects roller coaster. Now that I'm older, I'm like, no, she was right. That would have taken up way too much space. These bits are involved, man. There's a lot going on here. Oh, slide mechanisms. We like those. Uh-oh. I always get scared when I see two pieces that are almost identical, but they're mirrored. I gotta pay really close attention to these. It's funny to me that Bandai was like, get excited, guys. We're finally reprinting the Phas Verka. Are you ready? And then 2 months later, they were like, also Full Armor Double Zeta is the same mold, it's different colors. It's cool. Like, oh, alright. You couldn't have done both at once? Like, just announce them both the color variations available coming back in print at the same time? Every once in a while, they like to pull one over on us. My favorite thing they did recently was try and convince everyone that the SD EX Standard Gundam Barbados is a new item coming next April with the exact same pictures and the exact same box art, and it's the exact same kit, and we still have it in stock. And they're like, coming next spring. These escutcheons are taking me a long time. Next page. Finally onto the second page. The crazy thing Bandai does, it didn't used to be like this back in my day, when we were, when no one had quite caught on to how huge a deal Gundam was, and by that I mean pre-pandemic. You used to just order stuff. We'd say, hey, we want 300 of this kit on pre-order, and they'd go, okay, here's an order confirmation for 300, and then we'd get 300. Now it's like, we send in our order, they have to take all the orders for all of North America, then they see how that demand stacks up to the global demand, and then they analyze with their allocations team, and then they have to divide. Then maybe Japan says, we're only allocating this many to North America, and then the North America team has to say, okay, here's how we divide it up among retailers. So, sometimes Japan allocates plenty to North America and we get everything we ordered. That's what happened with MGSD Aerial. But sometimes MGVO happens and they just say, North America ain't getting shit. And so, that's why we don't take back orders. A lot of times people will be like, I saw that this got announced. The 8th MS Team Ball is coming back. Can you take back orders? No. We wait until we get confirmed. Because we ordered heavy on the FAS, not knowing that the full armored double Zeta was coming, so we ordered heavy, and we got cut to 12. So that's what, we don't take back orders until we know for sure how many we're getting. But then once we know we're getting it, we open back orders. So you'll notice Gundam X right now is available for back order on our site because we know that we're getting the full amount that we ordered and you can reserve it. Same with SDEX standard Hello Kitty, all that stuff. So when we take back orders, that we know we're getting. And that's the way that we try and keep it. I don't want anyone to ever place an order on our site and be like, yeah, but will they actually get it? No, you'll get it. That's the whole point. And combining these escutcheons is... Oh my god. Okay. Slide gimmick. Well, ooh. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Why does this look like it should have been somewhere? I see it. I see it. That's on me. Also, I think that the cool thing about the full armor double Zeta Verka, not the Faz, is that it's coming with parts that you can make just the normal enhanced double Zeta, which previously was P Bandai to the extent, and it was before North American P Bandai was even a thing. So in order to get just the regular enhanced double Zeta, you had to pay like 150, 160 bucks. So now the fact that you can get full armor double Zeta, and enhanced double Zeta in one box for less than the price of the enhanced double Zeta Good stuff. But I personally still think that the Sentinel color scheme is so cool. That real grade wing is like the kit I am most excited about for the next long while. Previously it was Shining. Now that that's out, I have moved on to being very excited for the Wing Zero TV. Alright, that's the piece I missed. Now the escutcheon's gonna be complete. So yeah, in order to connect these, you have very nice little slide gimmicks that reveal the secret compartment that is used to attach. This feels a little flimsy. Like, I'm not thrilled about that, but we'll see. Oh, okay. Alright, it locks it in a little bit. I have not frozen on the stream. I'm looking. I need to show you. Okay, I'm gonna pull the manual because I am sorry for that squeak. That's the worst squeak ever. All right. So let's see. Okay, so it's like this, right? This step right here. We have what? Whoop. Nope. That. Ah, okay. Alright. Okay. I'm picking up what they're putting down. I see what we're doing now. Okay. Alright. The escutcheons are coming together now. Oh, okay. This is neat. That's nice. I like that. I thought it was gonna be flimsy, but that is amazing. That is incredible. The way that, like, it was so bendable before, and it holds everything together once you assemble it. Bandai engineering, man. That's crazy. I thought this was gonna, like, explode when I touched it. Oh, and these articulate? Oh, man. Wait, why is it so wonky? What happened here? Oh. This is great. Wow. I'm genuinely impressed. This is very cool. Sometimes you just gotta marvel. Now, why does it what? So you finish all that, you do all that, and you put the shield together, and then it's like, okay, take it apart, we're done with that. I'm not gonna take it apart, and also, I'm not building the head first. I always build the head last. My preferred way of going is chest, waist, legs. Then it's standing there. You saw that with the Shining Gundam. And then you put the arms and the head. Head is last, so it's a nice little finishing touch. As for restock on the MGEX Unicorn, I haven't seen that on a production list anytime soon. I am on my work computer though, so I can look and see if any of our sub-distributors have it. That's our runner on me. No. Let me try one more. Out of stock with no upcoming pre-order offers in the near future, so that looks like it has gone the way of the dinosaurs yet again. The weird thing about that is it usually comes around, people are kind of scared of it because it's so expensive and so involved for a master grade. So it comes around, we order a bunch, they sit there forever, and then, like, you know, we sell, you know, a couple a week, and then it just dwindles over time until suddenly they're gone and everyone wonders where it went because it was available for so long. So I would just say, like, whatever, if you see it on a third-party marketplace for an insane price, don't waste your time on that. Like, it'll come back. We're just not sure when. Just deciding whether I should do this, but I just saw assembly explanations continue on page 12. Oh, it's because there's a nice full-color picture right in the middle. Sorry, I was reading the color text. This is... Okay. MGSD is a whole new high-end SD brand. In it, MG technology has been integrated into the SD Gundam body to implement the widest range of articulation in an incredibly detailed SD series kit. Each section moves freely to recreate poses from the series. MG technology has been integrated into the SD Gundam body. I think you said that already. I think that exact sentence was set up here. They really want you to know that MG technology has been integrated into the SD Gundam body. Okay, they don't say it again. So, twice was all they needed to get out of their system. Anyway, back to the chest unit. There's this tiny little gap next to my desk that runners keep falling through. Okay, put the ones that are done over here. Nice. I understand, everyone has to work. That's what I'm doing right now. We'll leave it here for whenever you're ready. That reminds me, because we're getting low on that. I'll take it off inventory for you right now, just to make sure. And the little LED strips should scare you about that. The amount of people who are like, hey, I broke it. Can you just give me a replacement? And we're like, nope, go through Bandai. I don't want to go through Bandai. Give me a replacement. Nope. It is very delicate, and the manual says 100 times how delicate it is. Once again, though, the engineering is unbelievable in that. Like, the fact they have little white lines at the correct angles of exactly where you hold and bend the LED to make it fit. I couldn't believe it. I built the PG, and that just has like loose wires that run through everywhere. So the fact that they were able to cram that down into 1/100 scale is wild. And it still is fully posable. Like, obviously I'm not going for crazy range of motion, because I would have been very upset if I, you know, ripped the LED strips in half. one thing I never do, and I should do, is like, if there's a pilot figure, I never... Well, there's no pilot figure on MGSD, so that's good. I never paint it, and then I don't... There is a cockpit in here, though. What? No. Oh, it's just a cockpit hatch. Wait. There's a cockpit in here. That... Now I don't know where the fiction is confusing me now. I understand they've crammed the intricacies of Master Grade into an SD form, but like, the fact that there's a pilot or a spot for the pilot, I don't know. The fiction is confusing me now. This is the kind of thing that actually makes me wonder if Bandai reads comments on websites, because I'll never forget after the MGSD Freedom was the first one, or Barbados? I can't even remember. I think it was Freedom. But after it came out, I was on, for some reason I looked at the New Type website, and there was the most angry 1-star review I've ever seen of someone who was so mad that it didn't have a cockpit hatch. And they were like, if it doesn't have a cockpit hatch, it's not a Master Grade. This isn't a Master Grade. Just like fuming about the fact that the MGSD didn't have a cockpit hatch. So I wonder if Bandai saw that and was like, you know what, guys, they have a point. This needs to have a cockpit hatch, or it's not a Master Grade. Like, we need to get on that right now. I had never given it that much thought, but someone gave it a lot of thought, a lot of very angry thought. I just imagine them like sitting up in bed at night, like, I can't believe I paid money for that, built it, and there's no cockpit hatch. What is this? I like this, like, this separated blue, this shiny, it's not metallic, it's not reflective, it's just gloss injected. Like, that'll just catch enough of the light to shine through. You're right about the G generation, and also like Super Robot Wars. Although I guess Super Robot Wars, like, the robots in the fiction are not actually deformed, they are just sprites on screen. Okay, good. I was right. Freedom was first. I'm not slowly losing my grip on what kits came out. I'm going to do a fun thing. I'm going to go on the Bandai Hobby website right now, and I am going to look at a model kit that came out 10 years ago today and disgust myself with that cursed knowledge. We actually had, back when Twitter was Twitter, we had an account called Your Fave Gunpla is Old, where we would post like things like that shocked us about like how old a kit that we all have come to appreciate is. That was my favorite gimmick. Let's see. 2020, 2015, 09, let's see. Okay, so we have... That's 10 years old? Oh, September 19th, 10 years ago. High-grade prototype Goof Gundam The Origin version. The one with the removable arm. That was 10 years ago? Oh! And 10 years ago, as of 5 days from now, is the PG Banshee Norn. They put out a PG in September? Man, that would be relaxing. I wish they'd do that now. Oh my gosh, the Kamiki burning 10 years and 2 weeks old. Sheesh. Oh, and the P Bandai this month 10 years ago was the high-grade G-Self Reflector Pack, which that is an awesome kit. Still no Master Grid. Sometimes you just gotta sigh at the passage of time. The MG Aura Battler Dunbine was 10 years ago? We never got those. That's interesting. Bandai used to make trains also. Those are the days. Oh, the Iron-Blooded Orphans line started 10 years ago. Wow. Shouts out to a decade of high-grade Barbados, and now back to work. You mentioned MG The Origin. Remember how they did that first edition that had the yellow LED and the different box art, and like I think it had a special booklet? Why did they stop doing that stuff? Remember the Providence Gundam first edition that came with the special display base and the full mechanics Barbados Lupus that came with the special display base, and it was a dumb box size that we needed to order special boxes specifically for? Oh, that's P Bandai now. That's what P Bandai took from us. I think the last one they did was RG Zeong with the like last shooting effect parts. That was cool. I like that better than when they did like premium unicorn mode real grade box, where it was just a different box. Oh, speaking of remembering weird things, Gundam Airmaster is coming back in stock tomorrow. Shockingly. I never thought we'd see that thing again, but we are getting it tomorrow, before it's probably relegated to P Bandai again. Also, not necessarily RIP LED units. We have blue, green, yellow in stock. It's just very, very strange that they made pink and red P Bandai, and then they made yellow, green, and blue available regular. So if you have like the Jesta, you're just stuck. Like you can't get a red LED. I guess the best you can do is yellow. But like the fact that any color LED unit is P Bandai is really, really weird to me. It is funny, also, that, like, Bandai releases separately sold LED units and then has to find a way to cram them into other things. Like, they have that weird LED unit, if you've ever seen it. It's the white one, but it has, like, 12 different string lights that go off of it, and it works for, like, 4 entire model kits. It's, like, a couple Yamato ones, and I think the Millennium Falcon, and that's really it, but it's still sold separately, and it's still its own line item. It's like the 2 LED unit you need to get for the F91 that plugs into the base and then goes up into the kit itself. I think it should just be sold with the kit, but I guess they don't want to cram, you know, maybe someone doesn't want lighting. Okay, so we won't force them to have this more expensive version, but... What is the last kit you could put that in? This is why... You're right, the F91 did go in Haro. That one's the one that went in the Millennium Falcon also. I remember because it has a big hollow rectangle that you can put it in. Let's see. I know that we, on our Gundam LED unit, I mean, I guess if you're counting, I think the Master Grade Virtue is probably the last thing that an LED kit went in that wasn't a P Bandai release of something else. Like, obviously every single Jesta they've put out can have it, but every 00 kit is still compatible with those because they made them for the GN drives in mind specifically. So, like, Kyrios Dynamis, every single version of the Quanta Double Ariser, and Virtue, I think, is the last one. I'm pretty sure. Nothing else springs to mind, because I don't think they went in the Sinanju Stein. I don't think. There's some kits that in my brain still feel like they're new. Like, I look at the Master Grade Gyaradoga and I'm like, that's pretty new, right? Yeah, like, that's pretty new. It is not. That's not new. These steps are all very straightforward and easy. This is... If I had been paying more attention and not, like, goofing off as much as I was, I probably could be done with the waist and the torso by now. It is really strange the way that they, like, there's so much mechanical, like, little tiny mechanical details, and, like, they have, like, this, like, simulates the look of, like, a piston. Like, once the armor is on, it'll look like there's a piston that, like, goes back and forth for an MGSD. What other grunt unicorn MGs are there, now that I'm thinking of it? Because, like, Delta Plus isn't a grunt. Can the Marasai not take one? I mean, technically that's the Zeta. Oh, the Rezel. Forgot about that. I think it's because every other unicorn kit has a transformation gimmick. So, like, I can't imagine trying to work, like, the torso crunching in on itself around a little circle like that. Man, I was probably like, yeah, no one wants it anyway. As for the ratchet joint, well, Jagan, I guess, is also charge counterattack. It's weird how, like... I'm trying to think, I guess that they crunched the numbers and they were like, well, releasing the unicorn versions of these as standard issue would not do as well as releasing them P Bandai. Which is strange. Like, I feel like if you did unicorn versions of all those master grades, they're like the cooler versions. So then they would sell really well, and then you could do P Bandai versions of the base ones. I guess they ran the numbers and found something different. But yeah, it totally makes sense with the ratchet joint in that thing, because that was the whole, like, I'm pretty sure that Bandai said sometime, like, oh yeah, we can't do a master grade Kshatriya because the wing binders are too heavy. So it makes sense that with all that plastic, you need to have ratchet gimmicks in there to make sure that it doesn't just fall over under its own weight, especially with that amount of plastic. piece ran away from me. And when I was talking about the cockpit and how that one guy was so mad, I think his spirit came to take the cockpit piece away from me for recalling that instance. Unless I didn't cut it out because I was thinking about that. This is the problem with the fact that we have like the person who does the videos has his desk over there with his video section on it, and then I'm doing the streaming and I have my desk right here with my streaming on it. So we don't really have a lot of room to spread out. Oh, I can cut it out. I got so distracted by the story of the angry person that I just didn't cut the piece out. I actually don't keep up with P Bandai drops too much. It used to be much more important because we actually used to be able to, like, for a solid time before the pandemic, when North America P Bandai didn't exist, we were able to get them through the Japanese site and actually have them. But when that stopped, and it's like, well, we're not gonna compete with our customers to try and get this stuff, because that just feels scummy. So I don't have my finger on the pulse quite as well as I used to of what's getting dropped. Especially, like, I'll probably try and get Mandela Gundam, because that's so funny. Man. Maybe that guy was right. Maybe it's not master grade if it doesn't have a cockpit. Testament Gundam is really cool. I just have no connection to the fiction, so it doesn't hit quite as hard as like when the Taku master grade goes up. I'm like, man, when are we getting 8th MS Team 2.0? Please. Oh, I see. So there's a cap on how high the shoulder can move. That's smart. It's like a nipper hinge block. And MGEZ8, MG Gundam ground type. Have you seen the orange plastic on that MG GM ground type? Because it is, like, you open the box and you're just like, whoa! Like, you cannot straight build that GM ground type master grade. I'm pretty sure Delong.net has, you know, like, runner pictures. It's kind of the same way that the master grade Camphor is. It has that like seafoam green, and those thrusters are the brightest yellow. They didn't quite have color mixing or tone down to a science back then. It's also weird because the EZ8, like, I know that master grades are supposed to have an inner frame, and that one was pretty early. It just doesn't have arm inner frame at all. They got to the arms and they're like, they get the point. It's happening again. I'm staring at the manual befuddled. This doesn't seem right. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's cool. Once this is done, I will show you how this came together. But it actually, like, come on. Look at this telescoping gimmick. Like, of the entire torso. That's crazy. One thing so it's like, oh my god, get out of here. Ugh. This is what we're talking about with like technical problems. Add the block list. Great. Like I never know. Like I don't have a chat moderator because we are 7, you know, like in the building there are, you know, always like a dozen people or less. So we don't have like a chat moderator to make sure that these stupid bots stay out of here. So it's just me. So that's something we will figure out over time. What I was gonna say before I got advertised to is like whenever we're doing these, we try and make it so that it's something we have. Like we want to stream it only if it's something that like you have the opportunity to also build. So it kind of limits us in that way. Like we, you know, we're not just trying to hang stuff over your head like, look how much fun we're having with this thing that we can't sell or anything like that. So that does limit what we want to do, but at the same time, I have this extremely bootleg 1/35th scale Gundam that I did a little bit of that like I really want to build on stream just to goof around, but like we can't sell it. It's super not legal to sell, but like I have it, so it'd be fun to build. Look at this bazooka. So like we want to do fun stuff like this, but also I want to be like, hey, look at how much fun I'm having. You can't have this much fun. So we're gonna try and sprinkle in things like that, in addition to just normal model kits. I don't like when I have to rest pieces places. Okay. Alright. Now! I don't know why they had me put this cockpit hatch in where it just continues to fall out until I put something else in to hold it in place. Urgh. Important tool. Part separator. They used to not sell these separately. Real ones remember when you're when you'd be building and you'd have to just pry it apart with a knife. This is not my favorite step, I have to say. Some steps are winners. I don't think this is one of them. See, like, this is cool, but then if you let this go during the assembly process, it's just like, I know that'll get fixed when you layer on more armor, but boy, is it annoying that they had you put it in this early that now it's just hanging out there and can go loose. There's probably a reason for it that I don't fully see yet. I want to get to the part. I want the torso to be done before I sign off for the night. So that's my mission here. I think I can do it. I was only going to go till 7:30, but might as well get some mileage out of this. Also, if anyone has questions about the business or upcoming arrivals or releases or anything, feel free to drop them in chat, because I'm the source for most of that stuff. Be happy to let you know anything I can. I think it's interesting that it tells you in the manual what color these pieces are. Like, it says 31 and 32, in parentheses, metallic red. Alright. I guess now I know where to look. But it doesn't do it for all of them. Like, why doesn't it say lovely blue for the ones I'm cutting out right now? These runners are my least favorite. Like, when it's just like right angles. And I'm like, oh my god. I actually have to look at the numbers. I can't just guess at what parts they are. Oops, sorry about that. I hope none of the ambient sounds have been too annoying. Like, hope nothing's been blown out. Seems pretty good from my end, so maybe this is something that can function in the future. It's giving me a little bit of trouble with I was trying to get TikTok and Instagram on the same exact thing to do all of them at once, and that didn't cooperate. So the playlist that plays at the store, we have, it depends on who's at the front, but we have like 4 different playlists that are all like 18 hours each of a variety of like video games, anime, normal AMV music, like you'll hear Linkin Park and Bring Me the Horizon and stuff sprinkled in there. And then like some people like they'll throw on 90s, like they'll throw on musicals, stuff like that. So you will hear this in the store sometimes, but it depends on if you're in there during the correct part of the 14 hours. But again, this is called Thrill Chaser, one word. The album artwork for some of the singles is literally a Gundam that it looks like they made in Gundam Breaker 3. And I was goofing with the producer of this band about that. We think it was very funny. Man, it's like Bandai is trying to be a little bit of everything, and I think it's to their detriment because like if you went pre-order only and it was specific drops at specific times and you scaled your server to be able to handle the traffic that you're going to be experiencing, fine. But the past like 6 drop, I tried to get the Gundam trading card, the Endless Waltz things. What a disaster! Just like every single time there's a major drop, it goes down. Like, I don't know how your entire business is pre-order drops, and pre-order drops consistently break. So, we feel your pain. We've all been. Hopefully, they find a way to not be there anymore, though. Well, hopefully the general maintenance addresses some of the issues, because if that's like, if they're like migrating to something with, you know, more capacity, that'd be nice. Everything's very automated. Like, that's what, like, we try and make it very clear that the experience of shopping with us is like, it's such an independent business. Like, there's not a single like corporate bone in our body where like you send an email, you get an answer. Like, if there's a weird problem, we'll look into what the weird problem is. And like, I understand that we're in a fortunate place where our volume and our staffing are proportionate, where we can dedicate that kind of time. But like, Bandai is one of the largest companies in the world and doesn't dedicate that kind of thing. So like, a lot of times if you have an issue, it's just kind of like, hey, here's our policy page, good luck. Which, like, at their volume, it's understandable, but also it's just an unfortunate fact of the way that the business has to be conducted at their scale. Even though it's taken me a while to really make headway on this kit, I'm still way further than I thought I would be. Usually when I do streams like this, I'm like, alright, thanks for watching, I finished half the backpack. It's very hard to multitask. Yeah, and that's what, like, Bandai isn't even like it. Obviously, it's not our competitor. Well, in some sense, it is, because they've started doing that thing where they put like the old Master Grade Cubily is just on P Bandai and like all the G-Quix kits were. So in that sense it is, but for the most part it's not a competitor, and that's why I'm like, it just is what it is. You kind of know what you're getting in for with stuff like this, and you throw your hat in the ring and you hope for the best. And like, I have many friends who were devastated that they also didn't get the 30th anniversary card game set, because it's just like, it's impossible. I do understand the replacement parts more though, because that is like, you're talking about intercontinental shipment, and they actually remanufacture an individual part. Like, back before they had that portal for direct to consumer, we would have to handle it ourselves, and we had a box of parts. They come in little bags, and it has the name of the kit written in katakana, and it has, you know, runner B part 3, and it's a little tiny part of the runner that they cut out. So it's pretty cool that they actually go through the trouble of manufacturing and sending these internationally for people who either lost or broke their parts. So I can't grill them too much on that. Like, the fact that they even offer that is more than a lot of manufacturers do. Kotobuki had just started an international one too, so it's cool to see that we are getting the support that previously was exclusive to Japan. I already did that. This stream has inspired me to, in the next week, try and get the Gundam Planet Twitch account, or the Gundam Planet Xbox Live account, to ranked level on Apex Legends, so I can do late night ranked Apex streams for no reason whatsoever. There isn't even cross-sell ability there. There's not there. Apex Legends is one of the hugest games in Japan, and we get no merch. We had no merch. They did the Nendroids, and that was it. Finishing backlogs is so hard to do because, like, it is the ultimate, like, I want to have my cake and eat it, where I have had in my backlog for the better part of 10 years now, Master Grade Tuggies 2, Tuggies 3, and Master Grade Age 1 Normal Titus Spallo. And I look at it and I'm like, I really want to build those. I really want to get through my backlog. But then they're gone. Then you can't build them anymore. Then they're not there anymore to build. So it's really hard to convince yourself, like, I'm going to go through all these things and I'm going to build them all. The good news is the ones that you listed, like, finish the perfectibility, and the Sandrock and the Sazabi are normal issues, so you're not, like, building limited things, you're just building nice model kits. I'm so sick of this cockpit piece just falling out when I put things in. Ugh. Well, it is much easier to buy things than it is to build them. Is anyone, so I know our viewers are, like, you know, we don't have very many in here right now, so the question is super low probability. Is anyone here from New Jersey? or local to our store. For the 1/100 Kshatriya, we will be getting more. I'm not sure exactly when, but keep an eye out. Once we get confirmed quantities, I'm going to put up more orders. Oh, so we got 2 New Jerseys. Okay. So, well, New York. I guess that counts. We're trying to do more like build events. I know that you've probably seen like we do them at like breweries, and we're doing one that's a really cool one coming up in October. It's like at like a garden. It's like you make terrariums, and so we're doing an event with them. We're looking for more cool event spaces to do build events that people can, you know, either bring their backlog and build or come and like shop and buy new ones. So if anyone in the area, like, you know, Central or North Jersey, has a recommendation for something like that, like, reach out to our email and put us in touch, because we are down to consider anything. Like, we really like doing that. We really like the community aspect. We're in talks with a couple different breweries on this side of the Hudson, but, you know, a lot of times, like, we're also looking to branch out a little bit more. We do one in Edison with Kaido Tea, so anything like that is a nice event space where they, you know, there might be overlap in, like, you know, a cafe setting or anything like that. We would love to know any ideas that you have and try and, you know, work that into our event rotation. Because it isn't like, that's a nice thing to do when you're like, oh, I want to work on my backlog, but like, I kind of want to sit around. Like, I understand how annoying it is to like gather the like, I'm gonna put my station together and I'm gonna go build. So with a social event, like, you got to get up and go of like, oh, I'll go try a new place. Like, I'll bring my model kit. You can hang out, build, talk, meet other people who do it. We really like that. So we'd like to do it more also. Shoot any suggestions you have our way anytime you have them. Five and a half hours is a long way. That's a hike. Depends on where in New York you are. We had someone drive up, like, they saw us on they saw this guy did a TikTok where he was walking around our store, and someone drove from Washington, D.C. He said it was worth it. I know that's not quite 5.5 hours, but like, if you're in New York, it's definitely fun to stop by, walk around, see. We also have a class. We do classes every Saturday where we have, spray booths that you can, the class fee, you get a kit, you get all the tools and supplies that you need during the class, you get the spray booth, you get the instruction. It's pretty cool. So I think it's worth it to come by. I am biased, obviously. If that cockpit falls off one more time, this piece better be the one that does it, man. I'm telling you. God. Okay. My fingers are succumbing to Connect's finger syndrome. That's the one. That's the one. That's the piece that holds it on there. Before this, why couldn't it? There's no reason this couldn't have been 6 steps ago. This inhibits nothing. This is my first complaint about this kit. Why could I not put this white piece on and leave it like this 6 steps ago? So we don't have, this is what I mean about, like, we don't even have a chat moderator here. The community management aspect of Discord is a 24-hour a day job. It's just like a whole thing that we can't really dedicate the staff to, and we don't like asking people to volunteer. So we don't have that, but I'm going to post a link in chat that is extremely comprehensive. This is our new arrival and store schedule. So if you bookmark that, it will show you everything that we have confirmed tracking for. We have another thing that is significantly more involved that is only for pre-orders, and it kind of scares people. It is called our release date tracker, and that is this. It is a 1,500 row spreadsheet. And this features every single pre-order. Like, not restocks, but this is every single pre-order sorted by Japanese release date, what our distributor told us we can expect to get it, when we expect to get it, and whether it's been delayed, you know, all that stuff. It is extremely comprehensive. It is extremely scary. We recommend looking at it on a computer. But those are the two resources that we have for, like, here's stuff that's coming anywhere from a month from now to 2 years from now. And then the calendar is everything that we have confirmed shipping for, and that's restocks and new arrivals. So we get tracking, we check the ETA, we throw that on the calendar, and then you know exactly when it's going to be here. And those are updated constantly. I've been thinking about doing a Discord for like a long time, and every time I think about it, I'm like, man, being a small business in the world of always online is a challenge, and I think that is just like, I know that some places do it, and they might like be more comfortable asking for volunteer help or outsourcing moderation to other people, but like, we have pretty rigorous standards for the way that we conduct ourselves, and like, Discord is just the one thing that I've never been able to bring myself to do, because I just know I'd be looking at it 24 hours a day and freaking out about whether anyone's saying anything that's going to get us in trouble or reflect badly on us. Maybe that's me being neurotic. Also, our new site, like, we had a notify me when in stock button on our old site in Magento. But the way that Shopify works is everything is modular and everything is an add-on. And it's like a monthly subscription feature that you have to pay for. So there are like 100 different notify me when in stock add-ons. But that is, you know, they could end support, like they could glitch out, and like they update constantly. So suddenly, like, maybe one night we're at home asleep and the notify me when in stock button glitches and makes it so you can't order anything on our entire site. Like, you never know when something like that's going to happen. So we are working on programming one of those in-house. It is just a huge pain. And then we'll have that as well, which is, I think, the thing that is missing the most from our website is notify me when in stock. So that's why we are super on top of the release date calendar. My only complaint about this kit is that there are too many steps where things are just hanging on. I like when you put a piece in and the piece is in. But like the way that things are just resting places for multiple steps, I don't love. That's just gonna sit there. Okay. Ah, I see. That was on me. That one's on me. There we go. Not sitting there anymore. This is not the master grade aerial, it is the MGSD aerial. See, it looks like that. I hate this box art. I think this is the worst box art in the MGSD line by a long shot. But Very cool kit. It's just a super deformed version. Because remember, MG technology has been integrated into the SD Gundam body. Yeah, I can finish this. I will be. I don't have a set time when I'm logging off, but it will be after the assortment of parts on here is on the body. So, any last questions? Any thoughts about when we should schedule this again? Anything? Maybe the next thing we build. We did get the Gallus J today. You know, everyone was bothering us for when we'd get the Gallus J, everyone's favorite mobile Double Zeta. I think they've made a model kit of every single mobile suit from Double Zeta at this point. It's kind of impressive. Or no, it was Zeta. Zeta's the one that they've made almost every single one. Once again, they're just... pieces are just sitting. Yes, you are correct about that. The Wing Zero. Let's make sure. Yeah, because that's coming out 2 days from now in Japan. So typically, like, the fact that this got here in functionally 4 weeks, really, really impressive. We typically say 6, like, give it 6 weeks from the Japan release. So since it's so late in September, I'm assuming it will be very early November. But again, they might rush it because they know how big Gundam Wing is in the North American market. Also, something to consider, New York Comic-Con is first half of October. They might ship like a ton of those to get them here in time for New York Comic-Con. If you or someone you know is coming to New York Comic-Con, please feel free to stop by our showroom and also make the pilgrimage. Go from Gundam Planet to Mitsuya in Edgewater. That's everyone's favorite thing. Mitsuya has the food court. They got the One Piece card game store. They got really good authentic ramen. There's a Kinokuniya there. There is a place called Little Tokyo that don't buy Gundams. They're very overpriced, but they have really cool, like, just all kinds of things. Blind boxes, little knickknacks, cutlery, tatami mats. Forgot to put those caps on the shoulder. You are correct. It is the 30th anniversary for Gundam Wing. That's why they're doing so much. That trailer that they did for the Frozen Teardrop, that's so good. We were all losing our minds here. All right, home stretch. This really makes me appreciate, man. We do we take part in and sponsor this charity stream every year for Bad Gunpla does it for Cure Alzheimer's Foundation. And the first year he ever did it, it was just him, and he was like, I'm gonna build for 24 straight hours. I'm gonna build the Mechanicore. I think it was like the Penelope or something. It was like this insane third-party kit back from when Mechanicore was like horrible, terrible, and he had to, like, none of the parts fit right, and he was like pinning them together and had to use vices, and It was horrific, and he was just building alone for 24 hours working on that thing. Even streaming, building for 2 hours makes you really appreciate how hard that is. I did it. Look at that. This is so tiny. Well, look at that shine. Look at that shine. Love it. Now, I'm gonna try something here. This thing plugged in. Let me see. Whoa. Oh, this thing is plugged in. Okay. Last thing I'm gonna do. Okay. Okay. We're in blue mode. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's UV reactive, alright. This light is also very bright. Like, even if I shine it like this, look at that. Ooh, we like this. Even the eye? Nice, nice. This isn't the eye, I don't even think. This is crazy, though. Beautiful. Alright, now this is starting to hurt my brain. Come back. Come back, light. Go away, light. That was aggressive. To put that back and not think about it anymore. Alright. So, I'd say that was a successful little tech test. I appreciate everyone who has been hanging out here. Hopefully we'll be doing this more often. I'm gonna try and come up with a stream schedule for like this. These are the days that we'll be doing it horizontal. These are the days that we're gonna do it vertical. So, you know, we'll be trying to do more gimmick stuff, more relevant stuff, just hanging out stuff once we find some time. So, thank you guys again. Again, if you have a spot in the tri-state area that you want us to host an event at, please reach out and let us know. Other than that, we will catch you next time. Have a good rest of